Okay, so for my screencast, I am doing problem 2 of homework 8. So this is a proof by induction. So it says that we are assuming that we're talking about recursive sequences or recursive functions. So d of I is equal to, so this term, the next term in this sequence, is equal to 3 times d of I minus 1, which is the previous term, minus 2 times d of I minus 2, which is the previous term. So to get the next term, we take 3 times the previous term minus 2 times the previous term for all I greater than 2. And so because our I has to be greater than 2, we have to have assumed values for the first and second terms of the sequence. So they give us d of 1 is equal to 2 and d of 2 is equal to 3. So we can already kind of see, okay, for I of greater than 2, the first one we will compute is for d of 3, or d3. And to get that, we would take d of 3 minus 1, which is d2, which is 3. So we'd plug in 3 right here. And so 3 times 3 is 9. So d3 is equal to 9 minus 2 times, and then this would become d1, which is 2. So 2 times 2 is 4. So we'd have 9 minus 4, which is 5. So d3 we can already kind of see is 5, and that is the sort of process for this one. Now we are also talking about this function f of I. This is equal to 1 plus 2 to the power of I minus 1 for all I greater than or equal to 1. Now we are using induction to prove that d of I equals f of I. So to do this, first we'll show that d of I equals f of I using the basic step. Sorry, so yeah, we're starting with the basic step. So this is just me restating what we're wanting to prove. So the basic step is let I equal 1. So we're already assuming that d1 is equal to 2 and d2 is equal to 3. So if d1 is equal to 2, that's where I equals 1. f1 is going to be equal to 1 plus 2 to the power. And then remember, where do we get f from? It's this function here, or this expression. So 2 to the I minus 1, so we plug a 1 in for I, and we get 2 plus, oops, skipped again. 1 plus 2 to the power of 1 minus 1. So 1 minus 1 gives us a power of 0. So 2 to the power of 0 gives us 1. So we end up with 1 plus 1, which is 2. So what that tells us is when we substitute 1 in for I, f of 1 becomes 2. And that is equivalent to d of 1 equaling 2. So our basic step for I equals 1 does check out. And I did go ahead and run it through with I equal to 2. And so very similar process. We plug in 2. We get 2 to the power of 1 here. So this turns into 3. And we already said that d of 2 also equals 3. So we are good on that front. So d of I equals f of I for I equals 1 and 2. So we've already proved that these are equivalent for the I values of 1 and 2. So now we're going to use the induction step. So I is greater than 2, and we're going to use this to prove that these are equivalent regardless of the I, or not regardless of the I value for all I greater than or equal to 1. So to do that, we're going to assume that d I minus 1 is equal to f of I minus 1. So fi minus 1 would be 1 plus 2i minus 1, and di minus 2 is fi minus 2, or I'm sorry, so we're also saying di minus 2 would be equivalent to f of I minus 2, which is then this expression, so our exponent is the only thing changing there. All that to say, this is what we want to show, d of I, or di equals f of I. So di, we know what this equals. We get this from the very beginning of the problem, which was up here. And now what we are going to do is we are going to start replacing the d terms, so di minus 1 and di minus 2, with the corresponding terms from our function f. So fi minus 1, if it indeed is equivalent, because we're assuming it, if it's equivalent here, then we should be able to substitute this expression for the function f in place of the term for di minus 1. So that's what we're doing here. So instead of di minus 1, we substitute in the function, or the term from the function, so 1 plus 2 to the power of I minus 1. And then same thing here, we have di minus 2, so we're substituting 1 plus 2 I minus 2. And then remember, this term is multiplied by 3, and this term is multiplied by 2. Now, once we get this, that's kind of the hard part. The rest of this is just using some algebra to manipulate our equations. So in order to do that, we will distribute first. So I'll zoom in here a little bit to make this a little clearer. So first we would distribute. So our 3 distributes to the 1 and to this term with the 2. And then we distribute this 2. And so from there, 3 times 1 gets us 3. 3 times this term, we can't combine those. So we have 3, and then just explicitly writing it times this term. And then minus 2 times 1 gets us 2. And then 2 times this term, we can combine these because they're both base 2. So this 2 is 2 to the power of 1. So if I multiply 2 terms with the same base, I can add their exponents. So 2 to the 1, and then 2 to the I minus 2. So we have 2 to the I minus 2 plus 1, which then simplifies. We have negative 2 and positive 1. So that simplifies to a negative 1, which is what we get down here. So I'll use a little bit more color coding. So this term becomes this term. And then I have this negative 2 and this positive 3. So that gets us our 1 here. And then this term we have not touched. So that term has stayed the same. Now from here, we're still looking, what can we do? Well, if we take a look, I have a 2 to the I minus 1 and a 2 to the I minus 1. So since these are the same, I actually factor out the 2 to the power of I minus 1. And so if I do that, I have a 3 left here, and then here it would just be a negative 1 since I'm just subtracting the term. And so that's what I've done. I've pulled this as a variable essentially out, and I have 3 minus 1. The only reason I did that is because if we have 3 minus 1, that gets us 2. And now these are the same base once again, like we were up here. So 2 to the power of 1 times 2 to the I minus 1, we can add the exponents. So then we have I minus 1 plus 1, the minus 1 and the plus 1 combined to 0, and we are left with 2 to the I. And this little 1 just came along for the ride. Now we have that di equals 1 plus 2 to the power of I. And if we look, that is what we wanted to show. We wanted to show that di equals f of I, and f of I, oh, I think I scrolled down too far. F of I equals, where am I at? Yes. So that is our induction proof.